Hey there, if you're wondering about selling your home while living in Orange County, in this video, we're sharing all the tools for first-time home sellers, even if this isn't the first home you've ever sold. Today, we're covering topics like, how would I know if my real estate agent is good? Are real estate agent reviews reliable? Will an agent tell me the truth about selling my home? Plus a few other insider secrets every home seller needs to know. Stay with me till the end for today's crazy, stupid, silly, but very true real estate story. It's the favorite part of what I do, and you're gonna love it. All right, give me a second here to switch over to my laptop. If you're thinking of selling your home, we're talking about the questions to ask before putting your home on the market so that you can put the most do-re-mi in your pocket when you sell your home. And here we go. Okay, today we're looking at things real estate agents don't want you to know. And at the top of my list, I have to ask, how would I know if my real estate agent is good? See the little guy here trying to tiptoe away? I see a lot of agents sidestepping and hiding and evading. Oh, their presentations may be full of all the bells and whistles, and it may be polished enough to impress anyone who will listen, but let's get real. There are some very pointed questions to ask, and we may need to take our time digging deeper. Like, how long have they been in the business? How many houses have they sold? What's their expertise? Have they been a lender, not an agent for 20 years, but never actually sold a house? What's their greatest strength and their greatest weakness? Are they super active on social media, but not actually selling houses? We need to get beyond what's in their well-prepared presentation. All right. I'm going to lay it out there and say this is one of my pet peeves. Clients who work with me tell me that I have a Texas tell it to me straight. So I'm telling you, and see that megaphone? Yeehaw, y'all. I'll tell it if I have to. So I have sat in the computer room at my brokerage and overheard agents talk about how they aced their listing appointment with the seller and blah, blah, blah. And then they suddenly get this puzzled look on their face and ask all the other agents, now what do I do? And you, as a seller, don't even realize that you fell into emotional resonance with a really good presentations, but you just hired a very confused agent. Okay. And you may say, well, they showed me their reviews, they showed me their production, they showed me everything. Trust me, all these things can be faked, unfortunately. My best tip is to go look at their social media. What's their overall attitude about life and business? That can be very telling. Don't worry about what properties are posted there because they might be posting their general office activity. We're just looking for how they are in real life, and social media can tell us a lot. And then ask them pointed questions like, what's the worst client situation you've ever had? What's the worst agent situation you've ever had? Get their answers to this. It'll tell you a lot about how they behave and how they solve their problems. And of course, you also want to ask, how can you make my house stand out? Their answers will get closer to the truth of whether they're a good fit for you. And this is one of the reasons that I personally don't use any kind of listing presentation, because I want to sit down over a cup of coffee so you can get to know me and whether or not you think I'll be a good fit for you throughout the process. Like they say, the best you'll ever see an employee is on the day of the interview. We want to go deeper than that and find out what their best is outside of the interview process. Leave me a comment below on whether you've ever hired anybody, real estate or otherwise, and it didn't turn out like you'd hoped. All right. Before we get to the next one, if this is your first time on the channel and you don't want to miss any tools for first-time home sellers, then you know the drill. Take a minute to subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications. This will also help people just like you who want the best information. On this channel, we talk about how to put the most do-re-mi in your pocket when you sell your home. My name is Rami, like do-re-mi. I'm an award-winning designer, a best-selling author, and a top-producing real estate agent who has worked across 4 states. My team and I get calls every single day from people asking how to sell my house more quickly, and we love hearing from you. Whether you're looking to sell your house and move tomorrow or somewhere down the road, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call. We'd love to hear from you, and those links are below. All right, here we go. What realtors don't want you to know is that they may be overly optimistic about your selling price. Yes, you might get the price you want, but what if you don't? Or maybe they're very convincing when they say they can set a new record for your neighborhood. But what if they don't? What if your home sits unsold for a long time? How is that beneficial? Well, you've heard me say it before. A house always sells within 2 weeks of the price being right. So be prepared to make price adjustments and don't wax enthusiastic about a pie in the sky price. Okay. Here is the next question to ask on what real estate agents don't want you to know. Are real estate agent reviews reliable? Look, many reviews will be genuine, but some agents may rely on friends or relatives to say the perfect things. And those folks may have been asked to leave positive reviews on various other sites as well. So here is a handy tip. Click on that reviewer's profile, and that should let you see the other items they've reviewed, which can give you more clues as to whether that reviewer is legitimate. If a reviewer always gives 5 stars and uses similar language for different reviews, those may be fake or paid for. But let's be real. Some agents have just never spent time building reviews, even though they're an excellent agent. I personally fall into that category. And I've also sat on webinars. See this guy on the laptop? I've sat through webinars before where the guy says, okay, everybody hop on over to Amazon right now and give my book a 5-star review. And when you're done, post it here in the chat and you'll automatically be entered to win a new iPad. So if you see a lot of 5-star reviews all on the same day, that's likely what happened. And this is one of the reasons I don't advise the clients I work with to rely on reviews, especially in these days of AI, where we just never know what's real anymore. And the video reviews that are pasted on a person's website, well, they just might be fake. And if you find an agent who's recently done a Zoom class on how to sell your house, those reviews and even the chat thread can be auto-populated to look real. All right, enough said. We're talking about the secrets that realtors don't want you to know. And the next question is, will my real estate agent give me their attention? You know, big time agents and top producers may not give you full out attention. Yes, they clearly do a lot of business and have a lot of clients, and you want to work with a winner, right? I'm just saying, be careful. If they're as busy as they seem to be, you may not get their full attention. They may have someone else doing much of the legwork. It can be good to clarify up front just how much will be delegated to others and whether or not they'll actually answer their phone. That is the number one complaint, agents who don't answer their phone. Leave me a comment below if you've ever been in a situation where you just didn't get the attention that you wanted and deserved. Let me know in the comments. All right. You know, many years ago, I had a portfolio of properties. I was moving out of state and I didn't want to try and do property management from a distance, so I decided to liquidate them all. I hired the guy who I thought could get it done, but I was naive. I never got any attention from him once the listing agreements were signed. And the only person I ever talked to was his assistant, who pretended to be him and then denied it when I called him out on it. It was awful. And if this happens to you, dear seller, where you can't get the direct, focused attention to your listing that needs to be there, it can be a nightmare to get out of a contract. Some agents feel like I do, that if a seller isn't happy, set them free. But most agents only make the situation more difficult. All you want is attention on your listing, and it can be like pulling teeth. You want the most do-re-mi in your pocket, and sometimes the do-re-mi is the currency of attention. So always clarify upfront just how much they delegate to others and how much attention they'll give to you. For clients who work with me, I always tell them that if I'm pulled in a million different directions, they'll always feel like they're my only client. And if you reach out to someone on my team, they'll always end the conversation by asking, would you like to talk to Rami today? Okay, there's a great tip. Here we go. Last but not least, will an agent tell you the truth about selling your home? It's a big question. Agents are on straight commission, and their livelihood depends on the sale of your home. Most sellers don't understand how little an agent has left over after all the related expenses. So during desperate times, an agent may mislead you with unfavorable advice. Here are the questions you want to ask yourself. Is it better to keep my home and rent it out because the market isn't ripe yet? Would an agent tell you the truth? Or If your next home would be a short-term situation, like maybe you're about to become an empty nester in the next year, then is it better not to get into a new mortgage and all the closing costs, even if the market is hot right now? Would an agent tell you the truth? Are you currently in a buyer's market or a cooling off market where you might not get the best price? Would an agent tell you the truth? So, as a rule of thumb, agents aren't likely to advise you not to sell your home, generally speaking. We also saw during the pandemic how certain organizations or economists could push a narrative. And remember that when you interview an agent, this is a sales call, and an agent will usually push a narrative for the outcome they want. Not always, but it does happen. So always ask about all your options and then take the time to make an informed decision. All right. In each of these episodes, I have promised to share with you the lighter side of real estate by featuring one crazy, stupid real estate story. These are the favorite parts of real estate. So, what do we have for today? Okay, this one is from Derek in Payson, Arizona. And he says, I actually sold a house to a stranger. Crazy. Someone I'd never met before. I was on the street corner putting out an open house sign, literally putting the lockbox on the door and a sign on the corner. And a stranger walked up, asked a bunch of questions, did a quick walkthrough. We filled out a contract on the hood of my car, and the seller closed 7 days later. The seller said to me, I don't even have time to pack, but I'm so happy my house closed quickly. Gotta say, I've had something similar, only I didn't even get the sign in the ground. Sometimes the Red Sea parts and a miracle happens for the seller. Love when that happens. All right, let's move on. Remember, whether you're looking to sell your house and move tomorrow or next year or somewhere down the road, you can give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call. We'll talk about how to put the most do-re-mi in your pocket. When we see each other, you can ask about the 3 options for getting more do-re-mi from the sale of your home. I call these the 3 do-re-mi options. One of these will be just right for you, and the other 2 won't be a fit. I'd love to go over these with you in person. So thanks for watching. Be sure and check the description below for any free giveaways, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.